All right, welcome back, you guys. This is Busy Boys Uncensored, episode 4.
Season 4, episode 4.
Cuatro. And my name is Ja.
I'm Sakani.
I am Khiari.
My name is DeMonte.
And I'm Macy.
And this is Busy Boys Uncensored. So y'all know how we kick every episode off. What we're listening to this week. My song is going to be Supersonic by this artist named 3EE. It came on as a suggested song after something I was listening to the other day. And it's just such a vibe. Like, it's a good summertime little bop. So it's going to be my song this week. What about you guys?
Mine is Americano by Lady Gaga. Born This Way album.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I've been listening to a lot of new music lately. Like a lot of new music. Like some new upcoming Black pop stars. There's one girl named Serena. She has a song called What You Didn't Know. Love. American Love Song. Y'all know Infinity Song, the group? The siblings?
With the black,
yeah.
they was dragging that girl.
But one of them went solo recently.
She's so pretty.
Gorgeous.
They was getting on her ass.
Really?
Yeah, because she was doing like that whole Americana, like.
Yeah, she has a song called American Love Song, something like that. I'm obsessed.
She can sing her ass off.
Down. They all can. Very talented.
And they're all gorgeous.
Gorge.
But
Siblings.
it's like two men and two women, right?
They're all brothers and sisters. I think it's,
Two girls, two boys. Yeah.
Okay. Period.
But yeah, a whole bunch of stuff.
I've been listening to a lot of Samara Joy lately. So A Fool in Love is called A Clown is my song. It's on her new album. She's amazing. I love this new era of this new generation of jazz artists.
We used to do her. Oh, sorry.
No good?
We used to do her PR at my agency up here.
She's stunning. I love everything about her.
She's fabulous. She's a Grammy darling too. I'm listening to Tonight by Pink Panthers.
Yes.
That's my
She's
sister.
eating. The video's really cute too.
She got a budget.
All right, you guys. So our queer icon for this week is going to be Mother Laverne Cox.
Queen.
Black
Down.
icon.
Down.
Black
Clock
icon. So just a few quick words about Laverne Cox. She is an Emmy-nominated actress and trailblazing LGBTQ plus advocate, best known for her role as Sophia Bursette on Orange is the New Black. She made history as the first openly transgender person nominated for a Primetime Emmy in acting, and beyond acting, she's a very powerful voice for trans visibility and equality. And my fun fact about Laverne is that she is the first transgender person to have a Barbie doll.
That's so fab.
Yes.
That was so fast.
Okay, mine is... She is the first transgender person to appear on the covers of Time Magazine, Cosmopolitan, and British Vogue.
Eats.
I got issues.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So my fun fact will be Laverne is the first transgender person to have a wax figure in Madame Tussauds. Is that
Ooh.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
Yes.
something like that.
Does it look good though?
Tuesdays.
Because you know
I
they be
wanna see
messing
it.
with
Oh no,
wax.
we gonna need to see that. It's a fun
Sometimes
fact
they be,
though.
them things they be melting. But my fun fact about Laverne Cox is that she is a Emmy winner.
Period.
Yeah, we love you, Laverne.
Dude, come on the podcast.
Please.
We'd love to see
you.
you sitting up on this couch
I'd
soon.
love to talk with her.
All right, so now that we got that out of the way, let's introduce our guest, Khiari.
Clap it
Clap it
up.
up.
Khiari is a social media favorite known for his big energy and innovative style, but with him making his transition into music, he's truly solidifying his brand with his debut single, Odyssey, being a pop affirmation.
Hey.
This summer, we're to expect an upcoming project from Khiari that he's extremely excited to release. So once again, let's give him a round of applause.
Absolutely.
Thank you for coming on the podcast today. All right, so we're going to kick it off with a few questions for Khiari. And the first one is going to be, what ignites your love for music and how did you find it?
Well, music, I've been performing since I was in like elementary school on stages and like plays and musicals and stuff. So I feel like that ignited the love, but also my parents were very, my dad was very musical. My mom always had songs playing. So that also boosted the love, but my sister is very, like she's been making music since we were in like elementary school. It's on her phone, like on GarageBand. And I've been tuned in with her ever since. And then I think recently I really got into music, like recently. But it's like, my family was the foundation of it, I feel like. Yeah.
I love that. What ignites your love for music?
Ignites my love. I don't know. I feel like a feeling. Like you get a feeling when you listen to music, especially when the song speaks to exactly what you're going through in that present time. It's like, there it is.
Needed that.
Yeah, needed that down. So I feel like that is why I also decided to make music.
Okay, cool. And what does writing look like for you? And what inspires you to write?
Bro, writing, it's always something different. But recently, like when I first started making music, I would like write full songs before I went to the studio. Like I could not go to the studio without a full record done. But lately, I've been able to like write a chorus or a verse and then go to the studio and knock the whole song out. Like as long as I have like one part of the song done, like one line or a couple lines for the theme, I can kind of paint the whole picture when I get to the actual studio. So honestly, writing looks like a whole bunch of things for me. A whole bunch of things. Sometimes it's like the whole song's done. Sometimes I just have one line and freestyle the rest. So, but when I first thought it was like one way, now it's a whole bunch of, which I honestly love. I like that better.
Yeah.
Like the freedom to just do whatever as an artist.
Yeah, the first way you mentioned is how I go about it too. I just always feel like I ain't got the money to be wasted in the studio. So I'm going in there, everything done. Like I won't even work on that song even if it takes a year until it's everything is written. So with the growth of your social media, do those numbers reflect the support in your music?
Can I curse?
Yeah.
Hell no.
We uncensored, boy.
Hell no. The thing is, people don't realize like you have to build yourself up in each individual industry you want to be in. That's a really unfortunate part that people do not realize. Even if you look at Rihanna, she had to build herself up in fashion. You know, she dressed well, but she was a music girl.
Right.
And so when she first started, Puma did well, but she had other releases. She had a luxury fashion line that nobody bought from. She had to close the entire line. She had to build herself up. So people don't realize that you have to really build yourself up in each lane you want to be in. So my social media, although it's popping, the music did not. And again, I can like push it more and do a lot more posting about my music on social media. But the initial reaction was like, yeah, don't know what that is. Anyways, and keep scrolling. But honestly, I'm looking at other creators and how people are transitioning and realizing that a lot of people wait a while before they transition. Like a very long time before they decide, okay, I want to tap into this. Like until they have like that cult following where they're going to follow them wherever they go.
Yeah.
And that's what I haven't built yet, which is why it's a little harder, which I'm honestly grateful for because I like a challenge. But no, the numbers do not reflect at all.
Yeah, I think sometimes even when they have the cult following,
it can
because you're doing something that they don't know you for, they might not like that. Like if they follow you for fashion and you start making music, like they might not, they might have to get into it. Like, let me see if, so it's definitely a process, but I think you're doing the right thing. You're definitely going to get them to join the team. And our final question for you is, have you ever written or wanted to write a song about a fake friend or someone weird that you've encountered?
I mean, I just wrote this. My most recent song, one of my most recent songs that I've written, haven't put out yet. That's about, it wasn't really about a friend. It was more so about like a bad date. But I don't really feel like I want to give my creative talent to friends who are no longer in my life. Like, why should I give you my writing? That's precious time to me. I'm not giving you that. Absolutely not. Bygones will be bygones. And that's it. I would never. And I was thinking, because I saw the questions earlier and I was thinking about this and I was like, I don't think I've ever written a song about someone who I had beef with or like an issue with. Because I just don't feel moved to do that.
Never say never.
Right. I know.
Never say never.
That could change. But right now, I don't feel moved to do that at all.
Yeah.
Period. But that's good that you're moving in positivity, and that's what's inspiring your word. So that question actually leads us into the topic for today, which is navigating the New York social scene, the fake, the phony, and the social climbers. So our first question for the group is going to be, have you ever had a friend who only reached out when they needed something? Look around, everybody on mute. So the question is, have you ever had a friend who only reached out when they needed something? I'll start it off. And When I think about it, I don't think so. I feel like my friendships for a very long time since teenage years have kind of been reciprocal. Like we've looked out for each other. Maybe when I was younger, like I remember being in elementary, there was this one kid who just wanted to be me so bad. Like he wanted to be me like,
elementary.
and yeah, like because that's when I think of having more fake friendships. Like I feel like the older I got, my mom was always that mom. Like that is not your friend.
My mom,
like
right.
oh
not.
my God, my mom too.
So she was always ended up being right. Like anyone she said that about ended up doing some fake shit, ended up being phony. So like I felt like I had a good group of friends since a young age, but this kid used to want to be me so bad. And it's so funny because he ended up moving to New York like a few years after I did, not saying that had anything to do with me, but I ran into him and I was just like, oh my God, like it's so crazy seeing you here. But I used to want to be a fashion designer and like I was broke. So like I'm like begging my grandmother for money for the book fair to get stuff, and he's rich, getting everything he wants and trying to do the same things as me, like trying to do arts and crafts like me. I make something for the teacher, he's making something for her the next day. I'm making little dress cutouts, he's making dress cutouts the next day. Like he just used to copy me. So it wasn't necessarily that he was always needing something. Well, I guess he needed me to be his inspiration every day because he was copying everything I did from such a young age. I was just like, it's like I didn't even know the words to identify what that was besides copying. Now I could think of more elaborate words. But that was like my first kind of experience with that. But I feel like
inspired by you.
Oh, 100%.
Exactly
I know that for a fact. Like,
know
but
how to, like execute it.
but it was just like it just wasn't. I don't know. It just wasn't because we was cool at one point. Then when he started doing that, we started having like problems amongst each other. We started like having beef. So it was just like, bitch,
Yeah.
stay on the winning team and stop copying me.
Yeah. For me, it was more recent, and I wouldn't say what.
Oh, that's not.
I know
Well, I
what
told you
say.
about this, but it was more recent,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I wouldn't say she's fake. More like using people. Well, I guess could be fake, but anyway,
Yeah, if she's only reaching out when she needs something, that's the question. So.
yeah. So it was her birthday, so I show up for my friends the best way I know how.
Always.
And I just be there all the time. You need me there? Yes, I'll cancel whatever it is that I need to do to be there for my friends. That's just the type of person I am. So my friend, or she's not my friend anymore because I cut her off, but anyway.
this bitch.
It was her birthday, and like, my aunt had just passed away, and like 2 months prior. So I'm like getting myself up to make it to her birthday and like just show up for her the best way I know how. And then she sends me like a link. She sent a few links to like get her something for her birthday. And I was like, this is new. Little classless, I guess, but so I was like, okay. So I got her something, whatever, fast forward. And I'm the type of person is like, if you don't show up for me in like just a small way, I'm just turned off by it. Cause it's like, I'm there for you. Why aren't you reciprocating that energy? So come my birthday, it was like, so she lied about, so she said happy birthday to me on my birthday. And she was like, can't wait to celebrate you tonight. Then come my birthday party, she doesn't show up, she doesn't text, she doesn't say I'm not coming or anything like that.
Oh, the dots are connecting.
So next day she texts me, she's like, oh, I didn't realize it was yesterday, I thought it was tonight. I'm like, babe, you just said happy birthday, can't wait to celebrate you tonight. So
Like,
now we're lying.
What's the truth?
What's the truth?
And that just turned me off because on top of that, she also invited someone to my birthday. Yes.
Silly.
clicking.
Silly.
It's
She
clicking.
invited someone to my birthday that I said, my invitation was very clear. It said, please read in bold letters. And it said just an intimate party for my close friends. And the link was sent to someone who I don't consider an intimate close friend of mine. And I was like,
You know who they were?
I knew who they were, but it was
That don't matter.
It's just boundaries.
usually when people invite somebody, they'll text you and like, hey, is it okay if I invite so-and-so? I didn't get none of that. So that was like strike 3 for me. And I was just like, you know what? You're done. And I'm just at the age where I don't like surface level friendships. Like either we're gonna connect on a deeper level, or we're just gonna be acquaintances, or keep it cordial. Like I just don't have time for it.
Yeah.
So yeah, long-winded story for like a short answer, but yeah.
We love stories though.
Yeah.
We do.
And not to be in,
I love drama.
I think
Damn.
that situation was wrong of them. Some people really don't know like invite etiquette. Like he was invited to a birthday dinner and I was invited to the birthday party after the dinner and he was just like, well, come with me to the dinner. And I'm just like, you don't just you can't just bring somebody to a dinner. Like
A dinner.
but obviously like he knows I know the person. Like the intention on their part wasn't bad, but like I think some people don't realize like no shade, if I wanted that person there I would have invited them.
Exactly.
You know, so it's just I think people blur those lines sometimes when they feel like you know the person.
They don't read the
Yes.
fine print,
Yeah.
and they don't read the bold or the
Not
italic
reading the
print.
fine print.
Like, it's clear as day.
So what about you, Khiari?
Not that I remember. I'm sure like when I was in like school and stuff, but majority of my friendships in my life have been good. For
That's
the most
good.
part. Like falling outs have not been because of that. So I don't think I've ever encountered that. No, I don't think I've ever encountered that.
Period.
That's good.
I don't think I've ever
Yeah, we're pretty lucky for some gays because they be having some stories.
Okay.
down. I never encountered that though. I have horror stories of our friendships, but not.
We'll get into that.
Not about that. Not about that.
I was
Tay?
gonna say for me, I don't know if y'all have experienced this moving to New York City, and I feel people have this certain idea of what New York is and like how we live our lives, how we go out on the weekends, right? How we're having fun and how we dress up and we want to just like look good.
Yes.
And I think people put that as like a tier level of like, oh, this bitch has so much money.
Yes.
Or
And-
access, yes.
For me, it just doesn't click all the time because I'm like, wait, why are y'all asking me for money? I'm struggling too. And not in a sense of like, it's not always a bad thing because I will do it if I have it. But if it becomes like a repetitive thing of like asking and then, you know, it's just like not returning also too sometimes, I'm like,
Clock it.
The nerve to ask somebody in New York
Yeah.
for money.
But I think people realize,
Outside
like,
looking in, people think you live here because you got it. Like
yeah,
you could.
if you guys having
No.
fun on the weekends, I'm like, babe, I'm hosting actually.
You can
I'm
make.
getting
I'm
money
getting
from
paid to
this.
get here,
Right.
and I'm still waiting on
Work
the money.
is fine,
Okay.
but it is still work.
Yes, so I think that's something I've just noted, and I just honestly sometimes ignore messages like that now because I'm like, I'll do it if I have it because if I don't have it, then I would love to like, you know,
Be able to ask. Yeah.
But I think when people start using that as a way of communicating with you, like, oh my God, how was your day?
Can I ask you for $20?
Yeah, I'm
By the
like,
way.
That's how my little
Let me
brother
hold
and my
$20.
sister text
Ah,
me.
that's different. Though.
But yeah, that's different because
yeah.
I got them. But yeah, as a friend,
Yeah, no.
I think it's just that we're grown. I just be finding this so. Well, you need to ask for something, do it, you know? But I just find it so cringe when people are so comfortable asking people for things. Like, I've had someone ask me to stay at my apartment that I didn't even know like that before because I had a kickback and they came. And I'm just like, this is our first time hanging out. Why would, like, I could kill you. You could kill me. We don't even know each other like that. Like, how would, it just be some things I'm like, how are y'all so comfortable asking?
My bitch is
but-
shaking ass with a hand out.
Pay up, nigga. So, Macy, what about you?
I have not had the displeasure of running into a friend like that.
Nice.
period.
Short and sweet, queen. Okay. So our next question for the group is going to be, have you ever had an associate who treats you differently online versus in person? And I'm going to say yes, like especially navigating the dating scene in New York. Niggas be so bold in your DMs and then you meet them in person, they're like,
Stuck.
yeah, like they're not.
Social anxiety.
They're shy, and I can't even lie. I've been that guy before. Like I'm talking all bold in the DMs.
Look,
I
I'm
see it,
like,
but I'm just like, hey,
I don't know who. Hey,
what's up? What's
I
going
don't know
on?
who you is.
You catch me on the right night though.
Right.
I'm
Couple
with it.
of-
Couple
But
drinks.
some shots.
yeah, I think my example just with dating, like I've just experienced guys being like real bold in the DMs or just real bold, like even in my comments sometimes I'm like, oh, he letting everybody see.
Right.
Like he really want me, but I see them in person, they giving me nothing. Like they giving me like
That's so odd.
they're almost
That's
like
so
gagged,
odd.
like, oh hey. Like I'm like,
Hey.
hey nigga, the fuck? Thought you wanted to fuck. So yeah, I feel like some guys be real bold in the DMs. And even with my straight friends, I feel like my girlfriends have told me stories like that too. Like niggas talking all freaky in the messages, then you meet them.
Yes.
and it's not giving that.
I will never forget. I went to 2023 summer 2023. Renaissance was out. There was so many parties, so many Renaissance parties.
Yes, there were.
I was going to a Renaissance party with y'all. But me and this boy, we were texting on the back end, like, I'll see you there, da, 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 da. So
Sneaky.
I walk, it's a long ass line, but the people who prepaid, they get to just skip the line and go in. So I'm trying to scope it out. I'm like, okay, wait, I can go in, right? So I see him, he got his arm around this Asian boy. Ooh. And they so I walk up, he does like this. And I'm like,
That's so
I saw that.
Like, babe. And now you got this nigga looking like, why you moving your arm?
Right.
And no, the Asian boy's like, I'm like,
not too.
and so we ain't even talked since. I don't even know that young man. So I went inside. They had to sit in the line. I was like,
Oh.
but yeah, there's so many instances like that. I'll see somebody I follow out, and sometimes we just do this game of just we just don't speak.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that makes me know.
But we will speak on social media. But when we're in person, we just be like
It's so weird.
That's not odd to you.
I mean, I'm. What time is you on? Because I can be on the same time.
You know what's funny?
That's how I feel too. Like, I'll match your energy. We can be weird together. Like, because I'm not gonna be the bitch speaking, and I was
I
just.
agree, but I hate that. You know what's funny? I realized that the scene out here introduced me to that nonsense. Because back at home, if you follow somebody, or if you know of somebody, you
just say hi.
Well, where are you from?
Yeah.
I'm from New York, but I live in Jersey.
That's where you were raised.
Half and half.
So where are you saying this experience?
Specifically, being in the scene versus out the scene.
Oh, got you.
If you're just out and about, y'all not from New York, right?
I'm from upstate, Rochester.
Okay, let's say you're going grocery shopping, right? And you see somebody who, I don't know, is friends with your parents. You speak.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of normal.
Yeah.
Right.
Or if you see, even out here in New York, if you see somebody, and not in a scene, not at a party, not at an event, you see somebody who's friends with your friend. Let's say you have friends that you are aware of. You see them, you speak.
Right.
Hey, I'm aware of who you are. I'm going to say hi.
Right.
What happens at a party and an event that changes?
Yeah, I was about to say, because your first example, I feel like with older people, that's just, they older. They don't even move how we move. They just say hey and keep it pushing. But our generation is so different.
Weird.
But it's just, I don't know if it's a sense of you sometimes feel like you know someone more because you have them as a mutual on social media, and then real life kind of points out you don't really know this person. So you don't know how they're going to respond to you if you walk up to her. You don't know, should I be too friendly? Should I be less friendly? Should I, should I kiki with them like we do online or just give hey? So I think sometimes navigating that can sometimes just make it confusing.
I agree.
Yeah.
I wholeheartedly agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
I was gonna say, well, when you and I first met, it was at an event, and it was just like a instant connection.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, am I gonna say hi? Am I not gonna say hi?
But also, we never had a whole powwow in a DM.
No, we never DM'd before. It was just like, oh my gosh, we follow each other. You look so good.
Hi.
Yes. How are you?
Yeah. It was very normal.
Yeah.
It was very normal. So I don't understand when it's not normal. That confuses me.
Sometimes, because I remember Sakani when we first met, I was socially awkward when I first met you. Sakani's being super sweet, super friendly, starting conversation. I'm just like, hey. Mind you, I think we were already talking about going to Costa Rica together at this point. So
on a whole trip.
I'm just giving but I sometimes when people I don't know speak to me, I do get a little socially awkward. Even if I've had some conversation with you, if I don't know you that well, I don't know. It's a me thing. But sometimes
that's regular. Socially awkward is very normal.
Yeah, and I think because people see the podcast and they see how I banter with my friends, they sometimes, well, obviously this was before the podcast, but they'll sometimes expect nowadays, you have all this personality and stuff. And sometimes I'm just real,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I went to an event the other day and I hid in the bathroom. Because I went by myself. I had to go to the bathroom. I said,
That's
can't.
real.
I walked right into the bathroom. Because sometimes it's just, I can't do it.
Yeah.
Sometimes I can't do it. And people expect because of the personality. Now I'm to the bathroom.
Yeah.
I need 5 minutes.
Absolutely.
I need 5 minutes and a drink.
I feel like living in New York, coming from LA, living in New York, LA's social scene is very different as far as just how you communicate. You talk to everyone, but you obviously, it doesn't need to stay that way, or it's quick hi and bye. So I think when I moved to New York, it just pushed me even more to be that way. At least give a quick, cute hi. It doesn't have to be anything else. That's why I always try to at least say hi to everyone in the room. Just
Yeah.
because it's like, it's better than to just like you staring or like I'm staring. It's like, hey, how are you? Like,
Yeah.
and that's all we
Yeah.
can. It doesn't have to be anything else but that. But at least let it be known that I see you
That's at
staring.
home.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but I'm not coming off in a way of like negative.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
guys
More
on the
so.
podcast have helped me tremendously with that. Like, and I just
Yeah.
also just feel like the territory the podcast came with, I had to come outside of my social circle and be able to like hold conversations with other people and just kind of not be so short with people, especially because they're showing me love. I just don't want to be like, oh, thank you, bye, you know?
Yeah.
So the podcast and you guys have kind of just taught me to like, just be patient, talk to people, like, you know, like just, it takes nothing to hold a conversation
Yeah.
for a couple of minutes.
Also, I don't like the feeling of people feeling like left out.
Exactly.
And it's something that really, I feel it in my heart. Sometimes it really bothers me if everyone's communicating and then there's one person just left out, and I'm like,
Oh my God,
so
I hate
yeah.
that.
They're like,
Especially if they went out of their way to see us. Like, that's when I'd be feeling like, or if they even just say, like, I love the podcast, I instantly be like, let me talk to this person, you
Yeah.
know, because they're supporting me. Like,
just in general too, to be honest, I think that's just how I am. That I just like to do that. But yeah.
I don't know. I'm kind of toxic, I think, because I'll be
Lord.
like,
Oh Lord.
I never
Macy down.
I never gave fan, okay? I never gave fanned out behavior, okay?
Yeah.
Because like that's just how people talk in their circles. They'd be like, oh yeah, he
and that's the thing somebody is saying, like, this bitch came running up to me acting like they knew, like, bitch, I will
Like-
say hi.
so that's my I guess that's my
Yeah.
toxic.
Well, do you talk like that about people?
Yeah.
Okay, that's that's right.
That's like
I'll be on the phone with my
mirror.
girls like,
Yeah, it's a mirror.
guess what?
Guess
Right,
bitch was
it's-
Get the fuck out.
This bitch was at my feet, begging for a
Kissing my feet,
picture.
begging for an autograph.
Oh, these fans, child.
I'm crying. That's hilarious.
I mean, but yeah.
Mind you, said hello from across the room,
across
like,
the street. I'm crying. That's
All right,
so
you
funny.
guys. So the next question is, what has your experience been encountering someone at an event having weird energy toward you?
ugh, don't I have
And this is why I don't talk
stories
to people because
for
there's so
days?
many fucking weirdos.
There are. But it's just like Khiari said, why can't we just say hello?
Oh,
Even if it's just a hello, like,
It
how you
would be
doing?
nice if the world was rainbows and glitter, but
right,
unfortunately it is
but
not.
it's not. But
doesn't even go here.
I'm gonna try to make this story as quick as possible. So I was at a friend's birthday, and this person has a large social media presence. So it's like, yeah, we know who you are, right? So this person is talking to my
I
friend.
don't like that bitch. I already know where this is going.
Yeah, I want to know.
I'm sorry,
told you
y'all.
this.
You did? Okay.
I got triggered.
So everybody knows this person. Not everybody, but you know, they have a large social media presence. So this person is talking to one of my close friends, and they're not talking to my close friend. My close friend is actually talking to me. And this person comes up, interrupts us.
Oh, yeah. Yes. I'm like, wait, who?
Interrupts us rudely, mind you. And I was like, okay, I took a step back because I'm glammed up. I'm not about to check nobody on being rude. So yes, I let it happen. They walk away. I continue the conversation with my friend. They come back, rudely interrupt us again. And I was like, all right. I was like, hello, my name is Sakani. How are you? And then my friend goes, oh yeah, so rude of me. So-and-so, this is Sakani. Sakani, this is so-and-so. And he goes, I've seen him before.
And so that's exactly why a bitch like me, I'm paying bitches. I pay bitches, and this is exactly why. Because you're not gonna
Gagged. Bitch, I said, oh.
right.
Mind you, ask any of my friends, people who know me socially, like, I'm just a nice person. I'm very kind upon meeting somebody.
Very.
But you respond like that, baby, I act like I don't see you. I don't know who you are. Especially if I'm at a friend's birthday party. Bitch, I look too good to even...
And you giving like, oh, I've seen you, bitch. So say hi since you know who the fuck I am so bad, bitch. Like,
Clock it. Clock it.
you seem familiar.
Yes.
So-
And it's just so easy to just be nice.
That's what
It's-
it takes
it
nothing.
It takes more energy to be a nasty, rude person.
Okay, like...
Exactly. Saying something like that when someone's saying hi is just, I would
But it
never
also
understand.
you were waiting for me to say something.
Yeah.
Because you came back.
Exactly.
Okay.
Oh, I've
but-
seen. Okay.
But
Yeah.
my thing is, it's like, and I always say this, I say kindness is free, love is free.
Right.
There's enough bad energy in the world for you to come up like this. And there's enough mean gays out there for you to be coming like this. When we're part of the same generation, we're pushing for the same things. So
I don't think we're pushing for the same things. I don't think they have anything positive that they're pushing for.
Yeah, but it's just easy to be like a mean gay. It's easy to promote being a mean gay. But it's like we should be promoting community.
Yeah.
So to add to the story, later that night, me and my friend about to leave, and we're talking at the door. This person comes and brings their friend group and puts their back towards me. And now they're talking to my friend. And like, so let's say this is me, and I was talking to my friend. They went like this.
Bitch, did you tell us this?
Yes.
I did tell y'all this.
I remember this.
This is part of the story. And so I just walked away, and I waited for my Uber. Because I'm also, like I said, I'm glammed up. I'm not about to fight a bitch at my friend's party either. So
That is so stink.
You don't give
it's so
stuff.
nasty and so
stank.
rude.
And he's so lucky he wasn't there. Because that bitch would have got jumped at the door.
Excuse me. Bitch.
No, I would never do that at an event. I would never do that at. I'm just not that
Anywhere.
type. I wouldn't do that
Yeah.
anywhere. I'm just not that type of person
Anywhere.
to fight, like, or to cause a fight.
Yeah, and the thing is, you also talking about moving here, which means we'll see you again. It's just like, why make this weird energy between us when it could have been nothing? Like, you could have just paid it and said nothing, and but for you to create this animosity as if you have a problem toward me or something, like.
Right. When I don't beef with nobody.
Yeah.
That's like the thing. I'm like, hello, if you got a beef with me, that's one-sided, baby. I don't care.
Yeah.
Or put energy in
It
that at
really
all.
is. It completely is.
Yeah.
That makes my stomach hurt.
Yeah.
And I heard that story before. My
Yes.
stomach hurts again. Like, again. I have a story. It's not, I don't think she was being weird. I just think, I don't know what I think. But y'all know Jay Gurley?
Yes.
Y'all know Jay Gurley? You know Jay Gurley?
She's been on here.
She's a guest on the show.
Oh, well, I love Jay Gurley. But, and I key about this now. I had to introduce myself to Jay Gurley 5 times before she acknowledged that she knew me.
Oh my gosh.
5 separate times.
I'm sure her heart was in the right place because I've been there too.
That's why I
Yes.
key about it. Because she wasn't malicious at all. But it was just so funny. I was like, wait a minute. Again?
Yes.
Somebody just said that to me the other
I
day.
hate when that happens.
Yeah.
But it's
Like, we've
awkward,
met,
though.
I'm like,
Why did you
No,
have to
that's
say it? Like, just go like
I'm
it's
like,
our
I'm
first
so
I
time.
never
sorry.
say that.
I'm
I
so
never
sorry.
say that. I always just act like, okay, if you act like you don't remember, I'm gonna play along.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Khiari. Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
That I never bring up our past.
Yeah.
I never once brought it up.
I think it gets to a certain point for me because it was probably like 10 times it happened with me and one person. And I had to
Hell
tell a
no.
mutual friend, like, I will not speak to that bitch again when we're around each other because,
Right.
bitch, I'm sorry, but like, it's not even like I'm just meeting them. Like, we hanging out with the same social circles. We follow each other on social media.
Knock
How
it
do you-
off. Knock it
Yeah.
off.
Yeah, so it
Knock
got to a
off.
point, like, so I do get, like,
Yeah.
I
But
would
some people are mean with this.
yeah.
Jay
yeah.
wasn't being mean. I think she was
yeah.
genuinely like, I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of people have a lot going on.
yeah.
Yeah, but some people are like intentionally trying
Just
to
being rude.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
one person who I would never speak to ever again. Ever. Ever. And I'm gonna tell you after we rap, ever again.
Yeah.
Ever again.
my
Because I
goodness.
can't. Like,
I'm
why am I
excited.
still introducing myself?
Yeah.
I can't
I
wait
met
to-
you 5 times.
I think also it's like, for me, I don't remember names, but I always remember, I'm always pretty, on the most end, I'm good with faces. So I will like be like, hey, like I remember you. And then I'll like, we'll be in a conversation. I'll be like, you know what, babes? I forgot your name.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a normal
Yeah,
thing.
but-
Or
make
if
it
people,
classy.
or if
Exactly.
people be like, "Oh, we follow each other," and I'm like, "Pull up your page right now,"
Right, you make it
I just
normal.
don't.
Yeah.
Sometimes it just doesn't register. I'm like, pull up your page. I couldn't tell
Sometimes
you.
I just go with I don't say nothing, don't say a name, just hug them, kiss them. Girl, how you been?
Right.
Just go like,
I've done that too.
yeah, like, because I don't even want to make
you?
yeah, like,
you been?
and then sometimes their name will just come up, so I'll be like, yes, Ashley, I've been waiting to see you this whole time. But
see, I like that.
yeah, sometimes I'll just go with the flow because I just don't want to make anybody feel bad or
Yeah.
like, you know,
Yeah.
feel like, because I like,
Because it's like, babe, we're here together. Like, I'm no more important than you. You're no more important than
and
me.
no shade, if I'm drinking, it's a club night, it's dark in the club, I really might not remember the name, the face, the conversation.
Nothing.
So
Conversation
Nothing.
down. 'cause I don't know what the
please,
fuck we're talking
like,
about.
nicely give me a reminder because I'll be receptive to it.
Exactly.
But
exactly. But some people are just not. They're like,
Yeah,
oh,
they're not.
Yeah, my name is, good to see you. Boop. Oh.
I really try to not let people get me out of character, but sometimes I just simply. Some people just get under my skin, unfortunately. I remember there was one time, me and Sakani, we were at a dick appointment that we were hosting, and this young man he was like, your outfits, y'all are cute because you both have it on together, but if y'all were separate, it would look a mess or something like that. He was just being nasty.
Randomly?
Mind you, he had a baseball cap on in the club.
It was just unprovoked, uncalled for. Like, me and Macy was standing there waiting to leave, and he just comes out of nowhere. He's like, you two look great together, but separately, y'all look like a mess, essentially.
Backhanded ass
I'm like, how does that
compliment.
work?
We were like, oh,
Oh, okay.
okay.
Well, my name's Sakani. Nice to meet you.
We were just like, okay, and we just kept walking. Like, we were just looking at each other like, what the hell was that? And so,
Mind you, we look great together and separately,
Down.
bitch.
I think because
Down.
we're all socialites, we just run into so many different situations and scenarios where you encounter weirdos.
Yeah,
And-
it comes with the territory.
And so that's why I don't always overextend myself. You know, like
Yeah.
I can feel somebody's energy from like a mile away. You know,
Yeah.
So,
Really?
but when they come up to you and they initiate the conversation so rude and so nasty, I'm just like,
And
No
I-
rudeness on that.
And I think it works in their favor that we're not those type of people who would just punch you in the face.
right.
Or
Because,
give-
baby,
yeah.
God bless us and God bless you that we're not those people, because
I can't.
We
be.
thought about it.
it definitely
It
crosses.
can get there.
It can get there.
Yeah, we have a reputation and we also have shit to lose, so
Yeah.
it just doesn't
A
give
lot,
knock
yeah.
a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
But
Oh, Lord.
And it,
don't push it.
And it had to get there, because when I tell you, when we first started, you bitches was ready to reply to everybody and start a fight on Twitter with everybody. I was like, y'all, we cannot do that.
Yeah,
You know what? You're
we
right,
had
mama.
to. Yeah,
Yeah, I literally had to
Who,
like.
y'all too?
me and Java. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Tay and Sakani are very.
I feel like Tay wanted to say something in the
I
beginning
did want
too.
to say something.
did.
I want, like it was becoming a lot.
Mhm.
I want, and for me, it's like I can do a little bit, but when it's like
That's my thing.
I'm like, I
Yeah.
can't do too much of
But
it.
my thing, for me personally, I show up like this on social media. So it's, you get comments that are like, oh, you're a boy, you shouldn't be dressing like that. So it's, you learn not to look at those comments or read through everything.
Yeah.
I agree.
And it's like Beyonce says, the no scroll rule.
Yeah,
You don't see it, it's not in here.
that's
Right.
why I'm not on Twitter as much anymore too, because I feel like that place is so negative now, and everything's full of like a comment or just like
Think pieces.
think pieces, and it's just I
Oh
don't
my
have
God,
time for
yes.
all of that energy. Like I'm not on there.
I read.
Watch my porn and go.
Okay.
Thank you.
I read somewhere that like if you see somebody crazy on the street like holding a sign, the gays are gonna die or something like that, you would just walk past and ignore them. Why don't we do the same thing on social media?
media, right.
Like, don't engage with that bullshit. Like, don't try to change nobody's mind. Don't try to just
100%. Like
Yeah.
the people who know you and love you, fuck everybody else.
Yeah.
You don't need to explain nothing to nobody.
Absolutely.
That is so funny. Oh, my God.
Period, sisters. I agree fully. So, our next question is going to be, do you separate your online friends from your real friends? And I'll answer first. I think there is some separation. I think if I don't know you personally, you're not a personal friend. Like, you know, I do think there is a thing as like online acquaintances and friends. Like, we followed each other for years. We show each other love and support, but we've never hung out. We've
Yeah.
never talked about anything personal. We've never taken the friendship to the next level, but we cool. I fuck with you, you
Yeah.
fuck with me, and it's beautiful to see you grow. But, you know, like, and also a lot of the relationships like that, they don't live in the same city. So, you know, it's also not like a personal thing. Like, we're not hanging out because we're not near each other. Because if
Yeah.
I had a birthday party or something, I would invite them. So
Yeah.
I think distance plays a part in just accepting that every friendship does not have to be like what my relationship with my best friends are. Like, I think there's levels to friendships, and social media is a level, like one of the levels, and I'm cool with keeping it like that. Like,
Yeah. I agree. I think if we're not intentionally putting in to become more, that's the separation right there.
Yeah.
Like if we're consistently DMing, talking, sending reels, like making an intention to hang out, I think that's when it comes in where you're like, oh, like we could actually be friends. But there's people like, you know, you keep at arm's length, and like I think that's okay, because you know, not everybody deserves to see what you give, like your personal circle, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had to though. I've had to like learn to separate personal from just social media, especially when I first got into the influencer space.
Absolutely.
And I'm at all these events and I'm seeing these people very consistently. Like when I first got in, I was all new to all of this. I thought like, okay, well, I'm seeing you. It wasn't like I treated them like my real friends. It was more so I assumed that we were eventually going to build a real friendship outside of this.
Yeah.
But, and again, a lot of these people were not malicious with like, no, thank you.
Yeah.
But it was just a thing of like, I would like try and build a real friendship and it would be like, no. I'll see you at the event next week if you're invited. If not, then that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. So now I'm very aware of like how to navigate that space and how to go about friendships and relationships. Because the funny thing is, you said that if we're not talking about anything personal, then we're not really personal friends. Sometimes at these influencer events, we get to talking some real stuff. Yeah. Like some real, like,
but I think that moment makes that connection too, you know?
But the weird thing is, sometimes we'll do that and then we'll still...
Yeah, still a little surface level.
I think...
It's interesting.
I think you need to... Not you.
In general.
In general. It's kind of like work friends. It's like we're seeing each other at work right now.
How
so you will have some deep conversations sometimes.
Yeah.
That's real too.
We're literally coworkers.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's how I view it now, coworkers.
Yeah.
And sometimes people just need to vent.
Right, that's also what I realized. And they got drinks in their system.
And then you also like sometimes you need like that third person point of view.
Yes.
Like somebody who has no stake in the in your relation. They can just be like, no, actually you're being weird. Or actually, you know, I feel you on that.
Yeah.
Like so sometimes maybe they just needed that.
Agreed.
I guess. Yeah.
But I would love to appreciate that. Like we're just human. Human experience. And we don't have to be besties after this.
Right.
We really don't.
There's a beauty in those relationships
really
too.
Yeah, because it's like you leave a lasting impression on somebody.
Exactly.
And also we just have to keep in mind how long the internet has been out. Like we are the first people in their 20s to have this much social media and be navigating life with this. So it's almost like a trial run of just like, I do think, you know, we encounter weird behaviors. We might even exude them sometimes ourselves, but I just think it's a matter of us growing with the world and us growing with the changes the world have made. Like, you know, I think the example you made earlier with someone older, like always speaking to you, it's because they're not used to social media. They don't really use social media. So they're used to, and you know, like they would find it weird if they saw a friend and they didn't speak because they're not interacting with them
like,
anywhere else, you know? So like, bitch, like, so I just think it's a part of the times, you know, like it's just times are changing and we're adapting to them. But don't be a weird bitch if you can. If you can control it, be a cool bitch.
Control it.
Control it.
Clock it.
So that was a great conversation, you guys. That just leads us into our audience question to wrap it up. And this one is short and sweet. They asked us, what is a feeling that you miss? And I'll answer first. Something that I miss is just being around my family. That feeling you get with just having dinner with your family or just like laughing with your siblings. Like that's a feeling I miss so much. I hate being away from home for that reason. So that's a feeling that I miss on the daily.
Yeah. I'm gonna piggyback off of you. Gosh, I feel like I'm bringing this up so much. With the passing of my aunt, being back with my family.
You should.
Being back with my family, I miss feeling whole. Like when we're together, you feel that emptiness. You feel something missing in the room because someone is. Yeah. So I miss the feeling of togetherness and feeling whole.
That's real.
Yeah, that's real. That's very real. I feel like oftentimes I feel like more so in the past than now because I'm learning how to add it back into my life. But I used to really, really, really miss casual living, meaning like, and I feel like you guys can speak to this too, because we all are in this high stakes space. You guys have a podcast. I'm on social media. So most times we're out, we're working, or we have to put on this personality. But back when we were in like middle school, high school, everything was just so casual. Like you just went to school. Yes. You went to school, you went to the lunchroom, you laughed with your friends, you did your homework. Like it was casual. You didn't have to ever I mean, I'm
on
sure we had to put on some sort of front, but it's a different front than we do now.
Much less pressure.
Yes,
Yeah.
much less pressure.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's like, I feel like we're oftentimes on. We're
Yeah.
always on. And I used to really miss like not having to be on. Also because I think our version of on is new. Like
Yeah.
podcasts are very new in terms of like being mainstream.
Yeah.
Influencing is still pretty new.
Yeah.
So we also didn't really have a blueprint to navigate this outside of like your A-list celebrities,
Yeah.
you know? But I think I really missed casual living. But luckily, my best friends, they don't care about any of this stuff at all.
Literally.
They don't care about fashion.
None of it.
They don't know half the people I know. They don't care about follower accounts. They don't know the brands. They don't
care none of the
about
events you
any
go
of that.
to.
So they don't give a goddamn.
No.
So when we hang out, we're talking about pop culture and McDonald's menu changes. Like we're talking about stupid stuff. It's
Yeah.
never about this person at this event and da-da-da. They don't care.
Yeah.
And that's what I love. They bring this casual element to my life that I need. Like without them, I'd be insane.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Yeah,
insane.
I feel that.
I'm gonna piggyback off of Ja and Sakani and say families, but more specifically, I would say like family reunions, like having like a weekend of family reunions, and I feel like it's not a thing anymore as much as I want it to be.
not.
I feel like it's like a lost recipe with families to like really get together and like spend a weekend instead of a day.
A day. Yeah.
Where it's like maybe a cookout in the park for like 5 hours, but even everyone's not coming, you know, and when it's their weekend, when a weekend time slot happens, it's like things are planned out to a T, and it's like you get family T-shirts, and I'm like, what happened to that?
I know what my family is because a lot of the elders are gone, and they were the
Exactly,
people who
and
put
it's like,
that
it's
stuff
up to us
together.
They were the
now to
ones
do
who
it.
We kind of
organizing it.
suck as taking their spots because
Yeah.
you know
100%.
No, it's really
it's real, you know.
us,
But they
though.
also, I think, in my family dynamic, like those women had a lot of responsibility at young ages, you know. Whereas I'm just living life, like I ain't got no kids. I don't have
That's true.
like the only reason
I
to see
don't
my
have to go
family
as
is
hard.
to.
I don't
Yeah.
have kids.
Yeah, I don't have
to go as hard.
I don't have to. But yeah, Macy, we gotta wrap up.
The feeling I miss is I'm such a hopeless romantic. I miss romantic intimacy.
No, you want to kiss?
No, I said romantic.
You want to cut it?
Unless
Tay.
I'm like,
So, you guys, that was a great conversation. Thank you so much again, Khiari, for coming.
Yes, thank
for
you.
having me.
And make sure y'all go stream Odyssey.
Down.
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 And Busy Boys are out. We'll see y'all in 2 weeks.